Welcome back to Show Me What I've Been Missing, your pop culture podcast that says, hey, look at that thing. I'm one of your hosts, Elizabeth Stanton. I'm finally reunited with my other host.
Chris back. What's up, baby?
Woo, Dream Team is back. Oh,
Yes,
what a wild
dude.
ride we've had.
Has it literally been a month since we were actually on an episode, you and
It
I
has.
together?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not that the other Elizabeth hasn't been great. She has
Other
been great.
Elizabeth's been fantastic. I love
she's
recording
great.
with her. And,
she's great.
I'm not going to give spoilers for anything, but there is an episode very soon forthcoming that I would love to have her on, like, with us.
Yeah.
As we go through stuff, but
we're definitely bringing it back.
It'll be a spoiler for you, so I'm not going to say it. But I think people who have watched Sex and the City might know.
Yes,
but we're not to that episode yet. We are on episode. We're season 4, episode 14. All that glitters.
I think. Wait, I should have did it that way. Sorry for the viewers. This is 14.
I look. We've been doing Zoom for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
The people are still like, point over your right shoulder, and I'm like, that's my left. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's my right.
All right. So then, you know what? Fuck it. For the dyslexic audience members, hey, you get it both ways.
Yeah.
41 and 14. Let's go.
Let's do it. So this is like another kind of fun episode.
It was fun, but it was also sad.
It was so sad.
All right, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm sorry. It hurt me a little bit just to see the deterioration of.
No. Do you want to start there, and then we can end on the fun?
Yes. Yeah, we have.
Okay, let's get it out of the way because we're in that space now. Trey and Charlotte are over.
How dare you? Because I mean, okay, now I knew it was starting, like the snowball effect was starting, because once Trey was like, look, I'm done with this baby shit. I don't want to fucking think about it anymore. I don't want I just want to just be a couple and just be married, which, to be fair, I understand where he's coming from. They haven't been married very long. I mean, literally they were married for a few months, and they had that little breakup of a few months in between there, and then they got back together for another few months. So at most they've probably been married a year, and she's already baby.
Yeah.
But
she was never super secret. She wasn't secretly wanted a baby. She was always pretty upfront. But
no, absolutely. But again, that's a lot of pressure for the first year. You're like, put a baby in me, motherfucker. And you're like, whoa, hold on. Can we just be together for a little bit?
That consumes so much of the marriage, and their sex, just their general sex problems. Forget having a baby, just their sexual incompatibility.
Well, how do you feel too? He's, at this point, or at least when they were first starting to have a baby, he was just getting his mojo back. What I'm saying? He's like, I'm just enjoying sex with you finally. And now you're like, baby me? You know what I'm saying? Because okay, let's say she got pregnant. Now you can have sex up until the 3rd, 4th month, and then after that is she ain't gonna want to anymore, even though you can. She ain't gonna want to. And then once the baby happens, the sex is gonna go down. So you're like, can your boy get a little time in, bro?
But it's sad because they're on such bad terms.
I know.
They
snowball.
Carrie calls and Samantha conferences them in for their little girls' night out thing that they're planning. They both pick up the line, and she's like, "I've got it." He's like, "Fine," and you're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts to see.
And I knew because I watched the episode prior to just stay in the loop.
The fucking cardboard baby. I mean, he fucked up.
I want to forgive him because he's just a little goofball, but it's dude, read the room. It's so
bad.
Read the room.
I know. I said on the last.
He's so proud of it. He's like, it's funny, right? It's not ha funny, but it's kind of clever funny. No, Trey. No, sir. What are you doing?
I know. See, this is why, even though I know Trey fucked up, and I get why he's not everyone's favorite, boyfriend or husband character.
How is he
not? He's in the middle of the pack.
I'm assuming we still got 2 more seasons, so I understand that there's gonna be.
So he's pretty middle of the pack. And I get it. I'm like, but he's my stupid giant goofball. And but like he does, like I can't deny. I'm like, that's such a huge fuck up with the cardboard baby. I can't deny it.
Damn,
It's too much. I'm like, no wonder they're sleeping in separate rooms, and she's like, they're sniping at each other and shit. Like, it's bad.
I mean, and also at least in my opinion, just like watching this, it's like the writers are just trying to shove him off the show. Like it deteriorated so quickly.
Yeah.
Like it went, it was like a moderate kind of snowball, and then just like cardboard baby. What are you doing, Trey? What's happening? He's just breaking down slowly. Like I don't like did the baby thing really drive him that crazy? Like what's going on?
It can destroy couples if I not vibing on it. Because the thrust of their plot is at the gay club, Charlotte sees her friend Anthony, the lovely Mario Cantone, loves seeing him pop up. Yes, and he's there with a guy who happens to be an editor at like Home and Garden magazine or House and Garden.
Home and Garden.
I think that's a real magazine.
Yes, that's what that's what HGTV stands for. Home and Garden Television.
Home and Garden Television, but this is a magazine.
They got a magazine too.
Yeah, it's probably all the same. I didn't research this before we started because I didn't care that much.
I think it is all the same. It's my interior designer coming out. That's right, girl.
But the editor, Anthony's like, you'd love Charlotte's apartment. It's so perfect for the issue you're working on, and they coordinate getting this photo shoot done there. And
side note, it is a gorgeous apartment. She did do her work on that. She fucking killed that shit.
She did a beautiful job. And she's kind of the girls get together again, and Carrie's talking about her stuff with Aiden, which we'll get to, but Charlotte's like, Trey and I are in separate bedrooms, and she's like, Trey is content with what they have, and she's like, and I'm not, because I want a baby, and I've been so clear. She's like, but I feel bad because I'm not content. I feel like that makes me a bad person. And they're like, you're not. And it's not. It's no one's a bad person in this situation. It's just an incompatibility thing.
Yes.
To a certain degree.
No. She's not a bad person, and I think there is some incompatibility, but I also think there's like a patience thing. Like she's so ready to have a baby like right now, and I understand where that comes from because like she's in her 30s, and there is a biological factor when it comes to being 30, when it comes to having children. Yeah, but like,
I mean, the clock is ticking for her big time. Not just like a biological, but just like her own personal biological clock, I should say. The actual like scientific, like you can't control anything, biological clock is like running out for her. So that's and if they're stopping doing any, and there's like the technology still at that point that compared to today is like
archaic, basically archaic.
Because again, as I've said, I'm looking into it, and it's sort of like amazing what they were telling me. I don't want to get I'm not gonna overshare, but I was just like, oh, you can tell like that from like this and that, okay. And then
were they freezing eggs back then? I don't think that was that a process back then?
I don't know.
Or was it like a rare, like
I think it was like super rare. Yeah. And I think not quite like the success rates they have now.
Yeah, absolutely not.
But so like the options are super limited for her, and then that's all her frustration, and it makes sense. So then we get to the scene. She's putting the flowers out for the photo shoot, and she's like, you should move your stuff out of the guest room, it's gonna look bad, and they want to photograph us because they think we're the perfect couple. And it makes both of them sad, because at least this is why I don't mind Trey, because Trey's like, this is sad, like
like he's not like whatever about it, like he's
he's
like
not trying to be
hurt
mean or anything, and it hurts. This is why, like, even though maybe he doesn't like love her, I think in a way he does care for her and care about her, and he's like, I don't want to do what we're doing, you being angry at me. And she's like, I know, but I want a baby, and I thought that's what you wanted. And he's like, I thought that's what I wanted too. And she's like, I don't think I should have to give that up. He's like, you shouldn't. And he's like, you can have the apartment and I'll move back with mother. And I was like, oh,
I move back with mother. That's who he wants to be with anyway, little nasty.
I know. Well, I said
that's his one true love is his mama, Bunny McDougal over here.
I know. I said in the last episode, like, I think, and I don't think I'm the first person to say this, that like in some ways, I wonder if Trey is sort of like asexual or aromantic.
Aromantic, that's a thing?
Yeah, it's, you know, kind of becoming more recognized. It's people who like don't have romantic feelings about anyone, not me, not obviously, or anything like that, but just sort of they don't feel that like, you know, way about people. And in a weird, I keep saying weird, I don't mean it weird, but like in a way, I kind of think Trey's character is that in hindsight. I don't think they knew what they were doing at the time,
right, but that's
by any means, but
wow,
you know, or at the very, or he's asexual maybe, in like in the sense that like he cares for Charlotte and stuff like that, but he is not, you know, asexual. Just don't have an interest in sex, you know, the way typical heteronormative people are, or LGBT or whatever.
Aromantic. I never heard that term. That's very interesting. Someone
I knew posted about it, and she kind of came out as aromantic and asexual kind of during Pride Month, because she's like, it's been it's an evolving thing that's sort of, like I said, be more widely recognized. And she kind of explained at length like the reality of her never really feeling this way about anyone. Again, not negative or anything, but just sort of like not caring romantically the way like you or I might about like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or partner, or whoever. And so in a way, I kind of think Trey falls into this category. But again, totally in hindsight, you know.
That's a very interesting concept. Like that may be a thing, because he doesn't really seem like he's like he seems like very much most of the progression of him and Charlotte's relationship seems to be like more of a, he's doing it for duty and not really like for pleasure or for like desire, I should say. It's more like, I'm a McDougal, so I have to do this.
Exactly. And if you think of how rigid that upbringing is and all those expectations that he is a WASP guy, he's got to find a WASP girl, they've got to pop out some kids and carry on the McDougal name, you know, per his like psycho mom and all her shit.
Or maybe he just doesn't want like waspy women. Maybe he would prefers like a little more down to earth woman. You know what I mean?
He could want like, you know, a blue collar gal and be like, oh my god, that's the love of my life, and not realize it. Some people have suspected that Trey was maybe gay. I don't get that from him though. You know, not with the Jugs magazine.
No.
But you know,
I mean, he was insanely ripped, so I mean that does kind of slide into gay.
I
mean, you saw this episode. Like, your boy was ripped. You know,
tennis episode. Actually, several episodes. He's like fucking shredded. Grate some cheese.
Well, no, I'm just saying, in like this episode, they go to a gay club and like everybody. I mean, this is for TV because you won't see that in like an actual gay club. But like all the men in this club were just like insanely in shape.
Yeah. But so they basically officially separate in that moment, and then the photo shoot's happening, and she doesn't think he's gonna come, and she tells Anthony, he's like, oh my god, I knew you were breaking up, I'm so sorry.
He did. He was like, you're separated. He was like, hold on. I didn't even.
But he's a good friend, because he was like, you know what, it doesn't matter, he doesn't matter, you put your heart and soul in this apartment, and you're the only one who could have done it, and you deserve better than that stick up his ass guy. And it's a very sweet little moment of him being like a true, like, you know, he's not doing right by your husband's not doing right by you and you deserve better. And she does, you know. I again, not that Trey's a bad guy, but
no,
like, she
not
does,
at all, but
everyone deserves what they would like, and she's not getting that. But Trey comes through with one last alrighty, and this is the photo with him.
Nor saying alrighty.
I know. I was like, one last alrighty for the road. I'll miss this giant dork. And she's like, you don't have to. He's like, it's the least I could do for you. I do think she should have done some solo shots just for herself, just you know, to have.
Yeah. But
also
too, because that's what I was thinking too. It's like, all right. here's the only thing I had a problem with him showing up is like them taking pictures together is kind of a lie, right? Because that's the whole thing in the magazine. They're trying to sell like the perfect couple, and of course, people who read these magazines, and if they believe this magazine, like they're trying to live up to something. Some people like Charlotte who reads these magazines.
That's the point.
They're gonna be like, hey, this is the perfect couple. I'm gonna aspire to be that, but like obviously they're not, because little do they know they're separated now.
But that's the whole point, was the cycle begins anew, and someone will look at Charlotte and Trey, some little girl or boy or whoever will look at Charlotte and Trey and be like, that's a perfect couple. And they are like a beautiful, good, like they couldn't be a more beautiful together couple. Like when you see them, you're like, they look so good together.
Yeah.
You know, kind of a thing. And by the time the magazine comes out, though, Trey is all moved out, and you know the episode just kind of concludes that, you know, some relationships look better from the outside and are prettier than they seem, and thus ends the saga of Trey McDougal. I still like Trey.
I do too.
I think he's again, my dorky heart goes out to him.
He really tried too. Like it wasn't like he didn't put in the effort and shit like that. Like it just, I mean, listen, you can put in all the effort, but sometimes it just don't work out.
Yep, it just doesn't work out, and that's the case. Poor Charlotte, poor Trey. I wish them both well.
Yeah.
Come find me, you giant Scotsman. Although I think I'd go insane. I don't think I could ever last under Bunny. I'm a patient, like pleasant, like parents love me.
No, here's the thing. All you gotta do is with Bunny is like just set her straight, because that's one thing Charlotte never did. She would always go back to Trey and be like, "What the fuck?" But like, you should have been woman to woman, be like, look, bitch, say the fuck. You know, like the one time she did, where she was like, we want a Mandarin baby, go fuck yourself. Like that. If she'd have kept doing that, Bunny would have had no power in that relationship.
Yes, but Trey needs to support Charlotte when she does that, and he wasn't really doing that.
That is true. That is fair. That is absolutely true. He did not do that. You're right. That is fair.
That's a
problem.
Flaw.
Yeah, because like that's the thing too. Is like, because she could stand up to Bunny, but it's like if she stands up to her and then goes back to Trey, and Trey's like, well, you were a little too harsh. Mm-hmm. Like, then what are we doing here? Like, now you just set me back like 16 steps, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So yeah, you're right. Well, that love ended. Can we talk about a blossoming love between Samantha and Richard?
Samantha caught feelings in a big way.
Here's the thing. I saw it coming a mile away. As soon as they started sleeping together, I was like, she gonna fall in love, because this is literally her type. Like, this is the only kind of guy that could, for lack of better words, tame the tiger that is Samantha. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe keep pace is a better
I mean, sure. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's like, if a man of this status, this stature, that kind of like his personality is the only person that could even like, that she would even respect to even like be in a relationship with. Like, you see how she with men and shit like that. She's like, yep, in, out, get out. I got mine. Sorry, you didn't get yours, but see you later. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and wait, was it this episode or was it last episode where are they at brunch and she's like talking about him? She said,
"Oh, it was last episode where they're at brunch." Right. She's talking about his perfect dick and everything. Yeah.
You know what? I gotta give props to that, because Charlotte didn't flinch. She just smiled. She just goes, "Oh." Mm-hmm. Actually, Carrie's the one that flinched. She was just like, "So anyway." Yeah. Shouts out to Charlotte. Charlotte's like, yeah, I'm used to the Samantha.
In their weird way, they're like a good like friendship duo, just because they're so opposite. They kind of like.
Well, they kind of bring they kind of bring each other back down to to where I mean, like, sometimes like you know, Samantha's a little wild. Charlotte's like, hey, you know, I'm not saying that it's okay to judge, but sometimes, you know, some of her judgment kind of makes Samantha be like, all right, maybe I was wild a little bit. And then the reverse side is like, Miss Uptight, Samantha's like, bitch, live a little. And she's like, yeah, I kind of should live a little. It makes a little sense. Yeah, so it works out.
So at the gay club, everybody's partying, having a good time. Samantha's enjoying the view in the bathroom of all the male penises, having a good time. Okay. I do think it's not okay. That's not okay.
Of course not. No, that's not even where I was gonna go. My question is, and maybe I don't know if you would know this, because but to me, okay, especially at this time, right? Like, I mean, yes, I know there's like, you know, gay club and then technically like gay and lesbian, right? But this is like clearly like a male gay club, right? Is it a little bit offensive when like a bunch of straight women decide they want to go out dancing at the gay club? Because I feel like it's a little bit kind of,
and I'm not justifying it all. I think like shows like this,
yeah,
and I can't think of other examples, but for this era was the like, get you a gay BFF, ladies. They're fun. Right. They're fabulous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every rom-com they had.
Yeah.
If there was a woman, she had a gay best friend.
Get a human prop in your life, basically.
Yeah.
And you know,
gay.
And you can hang out with guys, and it's okay because they're gay. But over time, you know, rightfully so. Yeah. And I remember there was a freaking like Dane Cook bit about like girls like, I just want to go out and dance in a circle with my friends and throw our shoes and purse in the middle and just dance at the club. And I can't believe I'm citing a Dane Cook.
Back to this time, Dane Cook was fire,
he was okay.
He was fire.
It was good times. Yeah, he was actually good. And he wasn't dating like an 18-year-old, and it was great. And his face looked normal. I said it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
R.I.P. 2003 to 2004 era Dane Cook. We had a great run, and I still like that one album. Anyway, but yeah,
the jelly bit,
the jelly bit still
kills me. Dear Welch's God. I still wrote that. That's still a good bit.
My one friend doesn't even like him, and she's like, but I lived that bit, and like her boyfriend at the time like played it because they were having like a stupid jelly fight where it's like,
yeah,
I told you there's jelly in this cabinet, you know, like just that level of like stupid fucking argument that just like escalated into like everything. But you know, it's so not really about the jelly, but it is.
Right, it's so good though.
It's so good.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
I got off track too. But anyway, this era was like the get you a gay BFF. It's fun. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
You know, good times. But it's like totally disregarding gay men having, you know, lives and being people.
Right.
Just treating them.
Yeah, because like
as an accessory, and it's like,
yeah,
no, it was a whole ass human.
It was, yeah. I mean, at this time, it was like, gay wasn't viewed as like actually people living in a lifestyle. It was just like a lifestyle. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like, you know, it seems to me, I think, I mean, I'm not gay, so I don't know, but I mean, and I'm sure now there's been some waves and some talks and some things and, you know, a little olive branch extended. But I mean, I feel like this time, you know, a bunch of straight women decided, oh, we want a night out, but we don't want to be like, you know, around men. But then like you go to the gay club, it's like you're around nothing but men. But it's like, well, and they complain about it too, right?
They're safe men.
But even then, it's like you go there and then you're complaining because you're not getting attention. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't want attention from guys, but like I don't get attention, and like now you're pissy. Like, you know, like Carrie showed that throughout the entire night. You know, she's like, I'm
sorry, that whole club is not for you. It's for the gay.
Literally a gay club. What are you?
It's a gay club. What do you?
You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. And if you are, just dance and fucking do some X like Samantha and go home.
Right. And I've heard, you know, over the years too, like, you know, having your bachelorette party go to a gay club was like a big thing.
Oh, and, really?
Yeah, because like, again, it's, you know, it's like safe male strippers because they won't hit on you because they're gay guys, but you get to look at hot men, is again not treating them like people who are also doing their own thing. And, you know, a lot of gay men have complained over the years, and thankfully I can neither confirm nor deny, but it has sort of like that's kind of died down, thankfully.
Okay.
It's sort of,
I think so,
or gotten to like a more respectful place where like if straight women are going to the gay clubs, they're going with maybe gay you know, friends or like whatnot. But yeah, it used to be like a bunch of girls are basically gonna go storm this gay club and we're gonna dance and have a good time. And it's like, yeah, but you know, you're kind of infringing on, frankly, a space that's not for you. Right. And you just gotta, sorry, and it's mostly white girls. Sorry, white girls, it's not for you. Not everything is for you or for, you know, or for us. I can, you know, it's fine. It's true. Like, it's just accept that is not a space for you. That's not a space that's meant for you.
That's hilarious. Deal with it. That's funny as shit. You're right, though. So Samantha is there gazing, which is again cock spotting, meat checking, if you will. That's a very heterosexual term. Meat gazing, meat checking. Yeah, that's a thing. That's because like it's usually like you don't really see a lot of gay guys say that. It's usually a straight guy thing. It's like something that we see. Sometimes girls, when they're looking at you, they give you a little dart the eyes right down there at the crotch, a little meat gaze.
Check it out. I've never heard anyone refer to it.
Oh, like that. You never heard to it, but you probably done it. You've definitely listen. If a guy's wearing a tight
among us has it.
Gray sweatpants or tight cargo shorts, you checked out the cock print one time. You'd be like, oh, there it is.
I may have Googled John Hamm's paparazzi photos.
well, I mean, honestly, I feel like every woman has, even if they think they have it, because right in with the beginning of the pandemic, didn't Jason Derulo put out a picture of like his dick in a fucking in bikinis, and every girl saw that shit? Because
there was one recently. Was it Omarion? Somebody on Instagram from like a 2000s boy band did like a gray sweatpant pic, and it was like we were
sounds like something Omarion would do. I ain't gonna lie.
I think it must have been.
It might have been. It probably was. It had to be because it sounds like him. Either him or Cisco.
It was Omarion for sure.
Okay.
And people like everybody like at work like down the cubicle rows like gawking at it. And I like pulled it up and I went, good Lord, like out loud. It was just like, he might as well not be wearing pants.
And the crazy thing was, like Jason Derulo's, he was like, I can't believe Instagram banned it. What are you talking about, sir? Sir, you practically had it out. I mean,
you had a whole telescope down there. What do you fucking think?
It's not even that. It's not even the it was like the pants, the fucking thong was so tight. It was like, honestly, like the only thing that was keeping it from being seen was just the fabric of the thumb, but like you could see the entire shape in if you were cut or uncut. Like that's how tight, bruh. Like what do you mean? Can't believe Instagram took it off. Now, to be fair to him, there are some things on Instagram that I see that I try to get reported all the time, and Instagram's like, it doesn't violate. I'm like, the bitch's titties are out. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
it doesn't violate. I see her whole nipples, her whole vagina. How is this not?
Same thing on like TikTok and shit, where it's like they're letting like whole ass like KKK members do shit, and like someone does like one joke thing, and they're like, oh no, and they're like, you fucking serious?
Algorithms fucked. Anyway,
algorithms fucked up.
So
but anyway, Samantha gets some ecstasy at this club.
Yes.
And decides she's gonna go have sex with Richard while on ecstasy.
Yeah.
And while they're doing it, she's like, I love you and I'm in love with you.
Woo! Woo! Now, here's the thing. He actually, so she was embarrassed about it. And she was like, she didn't want to talk about it, and she didn't even want to bring it up. But I think I would. So his reaction to it when because finally they get into the office and she's just like, let's talk about it. I said it. I was on X. He's like, yeah, I know. Like I've been on ecstasy before. Like it's okay. No big deal. But then she was like sad about it.
Yeah, because it was the real thing coming.
Just be in love.
Yeah, just be in love.
I mean, it's clearly the guys all romantic and shit. They were having like a late night swim.
Oh, that pool swim,
dancing, and I was like, come on, bro, come on. But it was crazy too to watch. It's so funny because usually you only see like male characters act this way on screen, but it was so. It was. She was fighting it so hard. She's like, I'm not gonna dance with you. What are you doing? And he's like, just fucking dance with me. And you can see her just give in,
Yeah. And it's nice. It's a nice, change of pace. And it's good for her.
Yeah. And last time she had like a relationship was what, season 2 with the small dick guy?
Yeah.
Or end of season 1 to
end of season 1 into season 2,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. And I think I was editing like the episodes I wasn't on and stuff like that, and you were talking about like how much of like kind of a one-note joke character she was being.
Yes.
It was like a different guy every week, and it was always a quirk. And it's like, that's not, to keep it interesting with her, and if all your other characters are evolving but you have one character that only still does the same thing, it's not that great.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a nice character evolution to see like her really develop feelings for somebody, and she's still fucking, she's still doing
Well, it was also too, it
what she
kind
normally
of
does, but
was the payoff, because it was, it was kind of, because through most of this season, it was just like, oh, she fucks a random guy, he has like a weird thing, blah blah
who's
blah.
The farmer with the doubts, like,
Right,
that
exactly. And but then I was like, okay, finally, we give her like something of substance, because it's like, this is like it's such a great character. We can't just one note her. There's so much more to her. She can't just be like gassing these bitches up and then like having sex with random dudes, and like that's the only thing she does for this episode, for these shows. So
we gotta learn about her, the person, a little more, because we know Carrie obviously very well, Miranda, Charlotte, but like Samantha is a bit of a mystery character wise, in that sense of like, what does she feel about, like, she's said what she feels about it, but like, things and opinions change, so it's nice to see that kind of finally happen.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also crazy to see that she's actually, there's been times of it, but to see her vulnerable side again, because we haven't seen that side of her in quite a while,
like we don't. You don't get her vulnerable side very often, but you finally see it a little more starting now, and you will in like future episodes and stuff, and it's nice to see, because she is such a bravado, like confident character and person, and it's and that's not sustainable nonstop forever,
Now, let me ask you this, because his reaction to her being like embarrassed about it, he was, seemed pretty chill. Was that the right way to go about it? Because he doesn't know that she's like kind of feeling that, but like, he didn't want her to feel embarrassed because, she was on a drug and that came out. Like, so I think he kind of played it the right way.
Too cool, maybe.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's brushing it off. Because I think, well, also in a weird way, I think she's getting a little like of a mixed signal from him in a sense, because they had such a romantic, pool top, rooftop pool rendezvous, dance with me moment, and it's like, that's to me like very romantic and feelings-ish, versus just like, let's fuck at the pool,
right? This is just like one of his moves.
Unless it's just one of his moves.
I mean, he's a rich guy in New York, like that's probably one of his let's be honest.
But they what do you call it, but or if not too cool, I think he's kind of hiding his feelings. I think maybe he's kind of getting the sense that she's like, let's talk about it, because he knows she's embarrassed. So I think he's kind of picking up like, I don't think she wants to really talk about it or admit it or whatnot. And so I'll just brush it off and make her feel better, and then we can kind of keep doing what we're doing.
But I also think it could be one of those things where, because even guys, even like the most confident guys, because sometimes women put out. I mean, look at the way she comes off like that bravado, that like, I'm very independent, I don't need this shit, like I don't fall in love, I just fuck for fun, and yada yada. Putting that out, like, he could be a little bit afraid to show his feelings, because she might be like, ew, and be done. You know what I'm saying? Because like as much as she does feel for him or whatever like that, she's also one of those kind of people that if he was like, oh, I love you too, that could have scared her away.
Right.
You know what I mean? She'd have fucking ran for the hills, even though she does feel these things for him. That still could have sent her, packing. And if he doesn't want to lose a woman like this, he's got to.
I was gonna say, they're on that kind of same wavelength that way.
Right.
Is that's why they are getting along beyond just the sex part. Is they kind of, it's a recognized game.
It's got to be hard, because you got two people who are afraid of love trying to be in love. That's scary.
It's a hard mix.
It's a hard mix right there, but I'm very hopeful that this works out, because to be honest, I kind of ship them a little bit. I'm like, I kind of want to see this happen, and not even necessarily because about being romantic, but just give Samantha something. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody in this goddamn show deserves to be happy, it's fucking her. Okay, she's keeping this shit together.
Right?
It's her.
Yeah.
All these bitches, the rest of them bitches would be fucking in insane asylums if it weren't for Samantha like honing them in. You know what I mean?
Seriously, yeah. Talking them off the ledge every other day.
Literally, especially Carrie. Shit.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Shit. Carrie would be with Big right now if it wasn't for Samantha. I mean, I know that she gets there eventually, but I'm just saying she would be.
But at this point in
time, she would be with him right now in the same toxic fucking circle that they were going in season fucking 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
On to Miranda, who is still pregnant with Steve's baby.
Yeah, that I don't know how I feel about that. I don't even want to talk about that. It just doesn't make. Okay, you know what? I'm not a woman, so I'm not going to talk about it. I feel like that's where my
that's fair. That's fair.
That's where my opinion.
I think I think I'm like in agreement with you because I'm like I necessarily, but I'm also not in that space. I'm not this character. I don't know.
I mean, I here's the thing, because in one hand, it doesn't make sense because you're not even with the guy. You don't want him to be around. But on the other end, you're also 35, and this could be the last shit. So like
especially
I see both sides.
Yeah, especially at this time. I think if it was like the show's taking place now and she was at this age, she would have just frozen eggs and had them on hand, you know.
Yeah. Again, that's why I say my opinion is because I see both sides, and it's a hard fucking choice. And either way, you know, you never know what the outcome could be, honestly. So, but anyways, so she's at the gay club.
She's also at the gay club. All roads lead to the gay club. Gay club. And they what do you call it? She sees her like coworker in the bathroom. And he's a junior associate. Yeah,
junior associate. Thank you. Sorry. Yes.
Junior associate. So he's a younger guy, and he's, you know, out, but not like out at work, which is totally understandable, especially they work in like a conservative law firm. And I mean,
they literally work for like the oldest white dudes in New York. Like, of course, I kind of get why he would want to keep it a secret, because I mean, even though they couldn't technically fire him for being gay, but they would probably fire him. You know what I'm saying?
They would find a way to.
I mean, they're lawyers. They'll find a loophole where they can't get sued. Come on.
Yeah.
Fucking Philadelphia over here.
Right. And she and she's like, hey, I have no intention of saying anything. I have my own thing. I'm pregnant. I haven't told anybody at work and it's 100% true. She's like, they'll start taking, you know, the good cases away and like eroding my shit too. And so they have like this nice like mutual understanding, or so she thinks.
Okay. So when that scene ended, because, you know, he made that little quip, was like, well, your office is nice, right? Because she was talking about, you know, losing all her shit if they find out she's pregnant. I almost thought, I was like, oh, is this motherfucker about to betray Miranda? Because he kind of had that look like, to get the heat off me, I'm going to. I mean, he did, but not malicious.
Not as maliciously.
He did it in a Trey cardboard baby way.
Yeah, he thought he was helping or doing something useful, and he couldn't have done a less useful or helpful thing if he tried, because that's what the action is. When you do
your head's in the right place, but like the execution's trash. It's a Trey cardboard baby. It's a cardboard baby. It's a cardboard baby. Write that down. That's our new phrase for this show. Cardboard baby.
Cardboard baby. Because Miranda is exhausted from the pregnancy, as so often happens.
Right.
And she like is dozing off at work, and then she like gets woken up by some like little busybody coworker who's like, guess what? There's big news. And she's like, what? And she's like, after all this time, we get casual Fridays now. And Miranda's like, whoop-de-fucking-do.
Why are you in my office?
Why are you here? And then this coworker goes, and by the way, congratulations. And Miranda's like, oh, fuck.
You little bastard.
You little shit. So she goes to his office, and she's like, did you fucking tell so-and-so I was pregnant? The biggest office gossip, like the whole joint. And he's like, I did it to protect you because you were asleep under your desk, and she was starting to say you were like an alcoholic or something else. And he's like, I thought it was better. And she's like, not at a fucking law firm, dude. Like,
I mean, to be fair,
It is better.
Sadly, yeah. If they thought you were alcoholic, but you were still getting work done, they probably let
they'd be fine.
Yeah, they'd be like, well, she may be a raging alcoholic, but like she wins cases.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? You know what I mean?
Whoop de doo.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
It's so crazy, but it's so true. And so
it
then
is.
She's like, would you like it if I told everybody in this office you were gay? And then right at that line, the fucking same busybody coworker comes in and is like, casual Friday. And you're like, get the fuck out.
And that person in any office is always around. Like, that's how they gossip so much, because they are always around.
They're never at their fucking desk doing work.
Like, how are you not fired? You're never working. You're always at the fucking cooler. You're always in the break room talking. It's like, how do you still have a job here? Because I've never seen you work, but you got all the gossip. You know, the lowdown of everything that's happening around. Even you know about shit that happens on your days off. Like, how do you know what happened in the office on your day off? Like, how are you? They're not fired yet. It's crazy, guys. And it doesn't matter what kind of job it is. There's always one person.
From like fast food to lawyer office, there is always one fucking person who is like, look, you didn't hear it from me, but, and then they got the fucking gossip coming out the wazoo.
Always the last person to get fired. You're like, but how did you last so long?
Because they got dirt on everybody. That's why they're last person to get fired.
Yeah, can't fire the person that got dirt on you, because then they can go back like, well, by the way, he steals fries. And you're like, now we both walking out.
Yeah.
You're right. That's exact. Ooh, maybe that's, I mean, I don't want to be the busybody, but that does make sense strategically. Mm-hmm. If you got dirt on everybody, they can't really fucking let you go.
Yeah. But then they both decide to embrace casual Friday, and Miranda comes in a dress that shows her pregnancy belly a little more, and she's kind of confident and happy about it.
Yeah.
This dude comes in a mesh shirt, and then they immediately cancel casual Friday, and it's like, sir, the mesh shirt is not casual Friday, and you fucking know that.
Mesh shirt and fucking camo pants.
Yeah.
And glitter. Like, dude, you can't come in. And it's, I'm not trying to be offensive, but like, you can't, the first casual Friday, you can't come in like with the gayest outfit. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't hit them that hard with it.
You can't come in that hot on the first casual Friday. Right. You got to build to that.
I mean, like, if you don't say, like, if I was trying to fucking get, Martin Luther King Day as a fucking holiday in the office, and the first time I come in, I'm dressed as Martin Luther King. Like, I can't just come in super, or I can't come in like, or if like I'm trying to like get, African American history celebrated in the office, I can't come in tribal gear with fucking my face paint and a goddamn spear. Like, you can't take it that far. You can't go to the ultimate. You gotta build it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just come in with like a nice tight, polo or something. I don't know.
Like a polo and like jeans or something.
Yeah.
Like, and
or your earrings to work or something. I don't know. Like, don't
little things, man. You gotta. And also, I'm sorry, mesh shirt's just not ever appropriate no matter what office you work in.
There's nothing casual about that. There's
no
mesh shirt is casual. They wear mesh shirts in Jamaica. Nobody's coming to work with a mesh shirt, all right? Unless you work on the beach, that's it. But like that, no. Dude, office building, like, come on, bro. What are you, like?
And I work in a super, like, because I work in entertainment.
Yeah.
And just like a chill office overall. It's super casual there. Everybody's in jeans, But
anybody come in a mesh shirt?
No.
Not a mesh shirt. A mesh halter top.
A tight mesh shirt.
Yeah, and it was a halter top too, so it was cut off at the stomach.
Yeah, a crop top. Yeah,
or crop top. Excuse me, not halter top. Fucking crop top. It's like, dude, like you can't be like that gay. Like, I understand that you're celebrating, and of course, like on the outside, do whatever you want to do, but like in the office, you got to tone it down. Like, you can't fucking like he literally fucked up casual Friday for the whole office.
Do you know how mad I would be? Because I'd be like, nah, I still wear jeans on Fridays to work. And now you're telling me I gotta get back in my fucking suit because you couldn't like take direction well.
Think about fucking Miranda. She's pregnant.
Yeah.
That dress was probably super comfortable compared to the pantsuits that she has to wear. And now she can't even do that no more.
She can't do that.
I'd be pissed for her. Like, come on, man.
Selfish and childish is what
Take it easy. Yeah. But he was young. I mean, he looked like he was barely 25 at best. So like
the mistakes of youth. When I was an intern coordinator, also briefly at a previous job, that place was super casual too, because again, it was entertainment. But I did have to ask one intern to wear slightly longer shorts or pants, because when she sat in the office chair, it looked like she wasn't wearing any bottoms at all. And I was like, hey, I was like, we are super chill here. I was like, but they gotta be like fingertip length or whatever, or pants.
Hey, come
or
on, just
man.
a little bit of tact. Like, this is still a workplace. You know what I mean? Don't take casual to the extreme.
And they weren't even like booty shorts, so like her ass hanging out. They were just too short. They were shorts, but they were just a little too short for the office.
I mean, just a little bit of cautiousness. That's all you gotta just think about it a little bit before you. I mean, because that's the thing too. I wonder if people, because I've seen that too. You know, even when schools before, like when I was in high school, before we, everybody went to, because we, I got out of high school right before everybody had like strict uniforms. But even there was like a, of course, like the school policy, but we had casual Fridays, and there was always somebody trying to push the limit and getting sent to the office, and they're like, "What is casual Friday?" Yes, but don't have your vagina out, fam. Like it's like if you come on, what are you doing? Like, there's limits to this shit.
Yeah, now, and I generally, school dress codes are usually draconian and arbitrarily applied, and they're usually harsher on girls. And I don't approve of them in that sense. But I and people have balked at this, but no, I think there is something to saying you need to dress not professionally when you're a high schooler, but like kind of understand like where the line is. That said, flipping out about shoulders being exposed,
right?
Too short, fuck out of here with that. But you do eventually, like,
it does help you in the professional world, because when you do get out in the professional world, you kind of have to know how to dress.
Yeah. And
I'm not saying that the harsh realities.
But that was always such bullshit. Right. In high school, a friend of mine who was like a good kid or whatever, right? Yeah. She was wearing just like a tank top, and like the stupid strap of the tank top was like an inch versus the required 2 inches, and she got pulled over in the hallway for it. And she wasn't really she was like not usually confrontational with like authority or whatever, but a girl walked by like spaghetti straps with entirely. She was like, wait, why is that girl getting away with it and I'm being talked to? And they told my friend that you have a reputation to maintain. They're like, we already know that. Basically, they were like, that girl's a slut and we don't care, and she's beyond our help, but we're worried about you. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, I mean, I've experienced that, because there's definitely been times where I've gotten in trouble with school, for like talking in class or like not doing my work, and I've seen people do worse shit. I'm like, why ain't they getting in trouble? And they're like, basically, that's a lost cause. We have faith in you.
We're trying to help you because we're
like, you have a future, this person doesn't, so we don't give a fuck about them. Like,
I know the few times like I like have crazy. Screwed up, and they're few and far between. Yeah, like the teacher was like loath to punish me, but because they had to be fair, right, and they had to, and it always sucked. But it was a case, where like other kids would get away with more. And I would make a minor mistake or infraction or whatever and get like way busted for it. Right. And it was like, it's like somehow that like balances out. I was like, not for me, it doesn't.
I was like, kind of still shitty for me. I just want you to know.
And I was like, this kind of is. But on to Carrie.
Carrie Bradshaw. That's her last name, right?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why it's so funny that I thought you didn't know.
Samantha Jones is the only last name I remembered. Yeah, and of course Charlotte McDougal, because she married the McDougals.
McDougals, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember Miranda's? Do you remember Charlotte's maiden name?
No.
York.
Oh, damn it! Oh, by the way, did you notice? I mean, I noticed this. This episode's director was Charlie McDougal.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's funny.
I just thought that was fun. Because it said directed by Charlie McDougal, and I came up right under Charlotte as the episode was open. I was like,
oh, that's funny.
I wonder if that's where they got it from. I don't know. Maybe not. But...
no, Miranda's last name is Hobbs.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Never remember that one.
Anyway, Carrie is at home and she's like, New York is a place where there's so much to do. It's almost hard to pick. And she's like kind of itching.
That's very true, by the way. There is something to do every fucking night, millions of things.
Oh,
and trying to figure out, make a plan. I mean, the short period that I was there, like, talking to friends, like, hey, what are we gonna do? How we gonna link up?
Never sleeps, baby.
It's crazy. So much. You literally be out of your house every night there, and if you got money, just fuck around.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, but Aiden is cleaning the floors next door because they did buy that other apartment, I guess.
Yes.
And she's like, I want to go out to a club, and he's like, no, I want to stay home and have a shower and have KFC.
I mean, okay. Here's the only problem I have with that is that it's KFC, because I'm a Popeyes. I'm a Popeyes man. You know, I'm going. I mean, although I did have some KFC last night, not bad.
You guys gotta want KFC again. God
not
damn
bad.
it.
Listen, it's not bad. I hadn't had it in many years. There's one right down the street from me. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go have some KFC last night. It's not terrible, so I'm not completely upset with his choice. But I also feel where he's coming from, dude. He came in sweaty, covered in plaster and all kinds of shit. Like, he clearly been working all day, and you think he's trying to go out? Like, come on.
Yeah, she's like, let's go to the club. And he's like, are you high?
Yeah,
not really, but like, I mean.
But like, are you high, bitch? Like, what's wrong with? Did you just do cocaine in the bathroom? Why is there so much energy? Because you just spent fucking hours in a day stripping floors, you would not have this energy. I'm not saying that she should have helped, you know what I'm saying? Because she probably would have done.
She would have like sanded her own.
Yeah, she'd have fucked it up. Yeah, she'd have done more damage than she would have done any good. But still, like, dude, how you gonna come to him talking about something like, let's go out? Yeah. You see him sweaty and shit. Although I did like that she smelled her shirt. I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, he took her shirt off. She's like, that little creep. And she didn't just like smell it. She like breathed it in.
Oh, yeah, did one of those.
Honestly, a part of me was a little jealous. I don't know if I ever had a girl just like smell my shirt after it's been sweaty. You know what I mean? I'm a little jealous of that. I want a girl that'll smell that, you know?
To a guy, but I mean, the right fella, I might.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't hate it.
Pheromones and shit. Yeah. Is what it is.
So that's when she calls Samantha, and I love Samantha, who's like, it's about time, get over here and fucking do me. And Carrie's like, that's your standard greeting, and Richard was supposed to have called Samantha back.
That's what. Yeah, I figured that's what it was, but I was just like, man,
it was so
somebody
funny.
Would answer the phone that way. I'm like, oh, I'll be right there. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but like, yes, ma'am. Okay.
I'm sorry to just have disappointed you. I apologize.
and Samantha conferences and the other girls, and that's when they decide that they want to go out, and they convince Miranda to go even though she's exhausted, and they're like, they just want to go out and have a good time, and that's where we get the whole crash in the gay club thing that we already talked about.
Yes.
So everybody, we've already talked about what everybody else did at the gay club. So this is what Carrie did at the gay club. She's at the bar trying to get drinks, and she's being ignored, and an Australian guy.
Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world.
And
I mean, here's the thing. That happens to us. That happens to us too. Like, period. Because like, if it's a female bartender, she really don't go for the guys. They always like try to get the girls drink, and then male bartenders definitely always go for the girls drink before they get the guy. Like, dude, I would get countless times I've been sitting there, money in hand, but like, I already know what I want, while girl in the corner just like, what do you have? What? Take my money so I can go. Why are you doing
that? What do you have? It's over.
What do you have, bitch? Look behind him. Stop looking at his dreamy eyes and fucking order a drink. Also, are you over the age of 21? How the fuck do you mean? Like, everybody has a drink of choice by the time they're like 25. So you should already know what the fuck you want by the time you get up to the goddamn bar.
Yeah.
Or at least have an idea of what you're in the mood for, right? Because we had like at least 3 drinks. It's like, beer for a chill night, fucking some kind of liquor for like a rage night, and then like fucking shots for when we said fuck the world. You know?
Yeah, I mean? For when you're gonna commit a crime. Later.
Right. When you've had enough.
So she meets Oliver, this Australian guy who recognizes her, and he's like, "Oh, your column is my New York survival guide," and he's a shoe distributor. And
yes, I mean, fucking the perfect guy for her to meet. Right? I mean, like literally, because like the last episode, Pete just ate one of her favorite shoes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, poor Pete. I'm sorry, Pete. I know, like he didn't know. It's like I'm a dog. I didn't know.
He's a dog.
I choose some shoes. You know what I mean?
You know. I'm on the inside.
Because this guy could probably get her that pair of shoes that she You know what I'm saying? Like he probably knows some people that be like, hey, I need you to go back into the archives and get me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so they're talking and stuff, and he spots her engagement ring, and he's like surprised, and he's like, you can't go off the market, but they agree to meet for brunch. And
also, if she's giving dating advice in her column, trash.
Girl.
Like people are getting so fucked in the like, and not in the ways that is good. As far as dating, like she has to be giving out the worst advice. Also, how are people recognizing her from her column? Is there a picture next to it?
I think there is. I think we see the column in physical form at some point in the show, and there is definitely a picture of her.
Okay.
And like she's in advertising.
Oh right, yeah, the bus advertising,
the bus
shit
thing.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's seen around town.
Right.
You know?
Right. I forgot that's like the opening of the show. It's like bitches really on the bus.
So they Carrie gets home though from that night out, and Aiden's passed out with his chicken and his undies on. I love him.
Listen, I fucking love Aiden, but like, can we get him a pair of boxers? I am so sick of him. Those goddamn whitey tiny whities are just like I don't know why anybody wants to wear those. They're not appealing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cute. And I see Carrie sometimes she'll put on a pair of whitey tighties and it's not cute. They're not cute on anybody. Stop it.
Yeah. But they so fit Aiden's character that I just
of course, yeah. He's a whitey tighty ass dude, 100% sure. But stop it. Put some briefs on this man.
Get some help.
I was thinking that in my head. I was literally thinking that in my head.
But she's trying to like initiate sex and everything, and he just pulls her into sleep, and she keeps trying, and he's like, I ate too much. Will you rub my stomach?
Hey, as a man who can't fuck on a full like overly full stomach, I respect that because I can't. So many times ex is like, I mean, literally my ex one time before she was like, can we have sex before we go eat? Because if like we were going to get, I was like, oh, because it was like one of the nights where we just didn't want to cook or whatever. We were gonna go like get Taco Bell. She's like, wait, can we have sex before we go get Taco Bell? Because if you
sex after Taco Bell would be bad though.
Listen, she's not wrong. Because soon as I got Taco Bell, and she didn't even looked at me wrong. I like, put it in your pants. Keep it in your pants. It ain't happening. Your boy is fucking sluggish with fucking burritos. All right, leave me alone.
Way down,
way
down with this gym mat meat.
I'm the fucking frog from the goddamn from Calaveras County. I got lead in my stomach. I ain't leaping nowhere. Okay, I'm sitting it down, baby.
So Carrie goes out to brunch with Oliver, the Australian guy.
Yes.
And he's talking about like not being. He's like got a boyfriend, but he can see other people for sex and all these like ridiculous rules, and he's like, I don't expect monogamy. I think you can get like different things for different people. And he brings up the ring again, and she tells him about Aiden. And so first she like only describes Aiden physically, which is weird. And then she's like, well, he's like, if he's so hot and stuff, why'd you leave him home alone on a Saturday night? And she's like, that's because he was watching baseball and eating chicken. And they're kind of on different wavelengths about going out. But then Stanford shows up. And love a Stanford appearance. And he's like, are you sleeping with that guy? And she's like, no, he's gay. But Stanford's sad that she left him out of the dancing at the club and stuff.
It has been a minute since he's made an appearance in this show.
It's been a while, yeah. It's been a huge chunk of time.
Yeah.
It's in Shocker, Carrie's a bad friend. Right.
Like,
she's lavishing all this attention on this new, gay boyfriend guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And
you women are hilarious. Okay, you want to have two boyfriends. It don't count if he's gay. You're still like, it's not cheating, but it's like you can't get enough attention. You can't get enough.
Well, Carrie
like
certainly can't.
A straight boyfriend and a gay boyfriend. Like, how dare you?
Yeah. Well, Carrie certainly can't hold.
How much attention do you need, Carrie, Brad?
I don't need that much attention.
I know you don't. But I'm just saying, like.
But
I guarantee you there's other, I mean, like, this is a character, but there's definitely women out there. I know at least two of them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So Carrie ponders like restlessness in relationships and like, do you have to put your single self on the shelf? And I'm like, no.
Yes.
But you have to put your hoe self on the shelf.
You got to put your single self on the shelf if you're going to be in a relationship. There's certain things that there's certain ways that you cannot operate anymore when you are in a relationship. It's just, that's basic 101. If you don't want to, and if you don't want to change those things, then don't be in a relationship. I'm not saying you have to like completely wash away your entire being, but there are things that you can't do anymore. I don't know, like, you know, leaving your boyfriend's cabin and going to lunch with your ex, stuff like that. You know, just
that's true. That's true.
Just a random example. That's all
I consider that hoe self, but you're right. That does fall under single self.
Yeah, because listen, when you're single, you're a hoe. Period. Yeah, like it's basically you out here. Like you may not be a frequent hoe, but you a hoe. Period. And I'm saying that men and women, like if you single, you basically a hoe. You out.
Hey, give me a text. I might be going to some event tomorrow, and I text my friend, I'm like, "Is this dress too much, or is it like?"
Exactly. So as I'm saying, like, so with her asking that question, is like the fact that you haven't asked that, and you've been in a relationship with this guy for the better part of a year. How are you still asking this question? He's about to move in with you. What are you saying? Anyway, sorry.
Oh no, you're totally right. But this guy's gonna take her to like the secret like bungalow 8 is like this new hot spot. He's got
you have to have a key. First of all, no,
so stupid.
No,
it's probably not even worth going, and it's not. But we'll get to that.
It wasn't. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's almost like it is like a decent punchline, but we'll get there. And so, like, when they gather to watch the gay porn that she did get from the Australian guy, like, as a joke gag gift thing.
Right. Poor Charlotte, dude.
I love Charlotte showing up in her little pearl. And I really love that dress she's in that scene where it's like, it's a cocktail dress, but it's like a pretty, like, blue and green. It's like, it's my colors. I'm like, it's so cute. And
she thought they were going to have, like, a girl independent movie night. She comes in and gay porn. She's like, I brought pastries, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. She brought the Scotty. But then Carrie's bitching. She's like, I love to go out and Aiden stays in, and it's either the greatest relationship or we're headed for separate bedrooms. And Charlotte's like, that blows. Don't do that. Take it from someone who's fucking going through it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I do think that is definitely something that's like hard. Like, I know I have to like strike that balance or would if I like had a partner, because I do like to go out and do things, but it might like there's a chance, it wouldn't necessarily be the same type of things that the partner would want to do. Sure. And it's like you got to find that compromise of like, To
be fair, Aiden did kind of compromise because like right before she was gonna go out to the bungalow, she was like telling him, she's like, oh, I'm going out with this guy. And he's like, guy. And then she was like, oh, he's gay. And then he was like, why don't we just like go to dinner?
After this discussion she gets all made up. And she does, and this is the kicker, I love putting the engagement ring on the necklace.
They would have because she didn't really lead in that well with what she was doing. Like if I came in and saw my fiance's ring on a necklace and she's like, I'm going out, you got to lead with, I'm going out with a gay friend. You got to lead with
you buried the lead big time.
You buried the lead big time. She waited till the very end to be like, oh, by the way, he's gay. Like, no, bitch, start with that. I'm going out with my gay friend. I'm trying a new look. Don't worry. Even then, it's
closer to my heart this way. Fuck out of here. That's a lie, and you know it.
That's the hoe coming out of it right there. Because she was like, because here's the thing, she may not have gone out there to cheat on Aiden, even though she has been known to cheat. She might have gone out there to be cheating, but she definitely wanted that attention.
Yeah, she wanted people to not necessarily think she's engaged, which is shitty.
Right, because listen, the first thing, like, right, it makes sense too, because right, the first thing that the Australian dude noticed was the engagement ring, right? And of course, that's stuck in her mind. So she's like, if I'm going out to this new hot club, why would you even think to put the ring like? And you're, and she's asking,
what if she sees big there?
Come on, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. She just ain't moving like a person that's in a relationship. That's all I'm saying.
She is not.
Nope.
So they do go to Bungalow 8, and I wrote, guess what? It's a stupid club. It's not that great. It's so lame inside that I'm like, this was a place that needed a key.
It looked like any other bar they've ever been to on this show. I feel like that bar you could find in NoHo. It looked like fucking Idle Hour in that.
Yeah, and I do think that was part of the punchline of it, was like it's hyped up. wants to go out and it's the hottest new thing and this, new fabulous new gay BFF guy is gonna get her in there and it's blah 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 blah. And so she's because she's still in theory not taking the single self off the shelf.
Yeah.
She's still chasing this bullshit. And then it's like the most average club you've ever fucking seen in your life. Yeah. And she gets ignored by the guy when she's in there. Oliver's like,
right, because it's like all, mostly gay men and shit like that in there.
Yeah, and she's like, I kind of left my guy to be here. Do you mind like talking to me a little since you did bring me here? And he's kind of got her there as an accessory.
Yeah, which is hilarious because that's what they were. Yeah,
so funny. Yeah, it's so spot on.
Yeah.
And Stanford's there though. See, she could have gone with Stanford and had probably a much better time.
Yeah, holy shit! Who knew Stanford could get into the
if she was a halfway decent friend, she could have gone with Stanford. But oh no, she just had to chase her little new Australian BFF guy here. And Stanford's like, you won't love her. This is the stereotype though of like having the gay BFF, and he's like, you won't love her like I do. I knew her back before she was fabulous. Haha. Right. Whatever. And they kind of, he and the Australian guy kind of flirt and they kiss, and Carrie's like, all right, I fucked up. I gotta go.
I don't know if there was a romantic kiss. It seemed like Stanford kind of forced them.
It was a Godfather moment. It wasn't like, so much like, oh, I'm into you. It's like more of a Godfather moment. Because they kind of agreed to like kiss and make up over fighting over her, and she's like, I gotta go.
Right.
She gets home. This is so weird. So she gets home, and it's like, oh, I missed you, Aiden, and he's like, hey, what's with this gay porn? And she's like, oh, it's research for my survival guide. He's like, well, what did you learn from the gay porn? And then she just like kind of like crawls down his lap while doing like porno music sounds,
right?
And that's it.
Yeah, she's just like, I knew it too, because I was like, oh shit, is Carrie about to give some head? No, she's not. She ain't weak. Carrie don't give no fucking, ain't no fucking way Carrie gives head, bro. Like I can tell 100% that character has never sucked a penis in her life. Get out of here. Fuck you talking about.
It was so weird, and I was like, okay, I guess. And that's kind of the end of their story. I meant to mention it much sooner. The Australian guy is played by Murray Bartlett, who was most recently in The White Lotus on HBO, where he was fantastic. He was so amazing.
Yes.
He was like such a standout. He was so good. It's a shame what happened to his character, because we won't. Spoiler alert: we won't get more of him because he got fucking stabbed and murdered by the rich shithead guy who got away with it without it being like a thing.
Such a good character. I was trying to figure out why I like this guy. I was like, man, because like just seeing him, I was like, I know this guy from something that I liked him in, and that's it.
And he's been around for a while, but that was like sort of I guess a late career break, but he's always been working, which great.
Wait, wasn't he also gay in that too?
Yeah, well, I think he's gay in real life.
Oh, okay, got it.
But he's also now he's going to be in the upcoming Last of Us show on HBO. So I'm like so jacked for his like, kind of late career renaissance. Is that
based off the
video game? Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I think it has Pedro Pascal in it.
Okay. God, that guy's in fucking everything. God damn it. Save some room for us.
Pedro Pascal be working.
Yeah, I know he be working, bro. Wonder Woman, got that Mandalorian. Fucking, what else? He was in
Nicolas Cage movie.
Nicolas Cage, yeah.
It was he was so funny in that.
Work.
But I just, it's this guy, Murray Bartlett clearly has charisma, like in his short scenes here. It's like, oh, that's a good looking dude, kind of a standout guy and stuff like that. And so, but he was just, I know we already ruined The White Lotus for you, but if you haven't seen it, you should absolutely watch it. There's so much more to it than what we just said.
Yeah.
And he was just such a great character and so well performed. I was like, week to week, I was like, this guy is fucking off the charts.
I know, dealing with these fucking pretentious ass rich people.
Did Emmys already
working his ass off
for that? No, so he should still be in consideration. Ooh. So I hope he gets a nomination at the very least, because he was just like, oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
But that's the episode.
Yeah. It's so weird, man, if I think about how Carrie is, right? Because like she wanted to go there and get attention, clearly from other men, gay, straight, whatever. And then once she wasn't getting it, she's like, well, I guess I'll just go home, boyfriend.
Yeah.
What? Or my fiance, rather. You know,
I'll just go home to my fiance.
Like a secondary. Yeah. Like, And Sanford kind of brought up a really funny thing. He was like, you got a hot gay boyfriend and a hot regular boyfriend. Like, bitch,
you're selfish.
Selfish. I mean, at least what she could have done was like, even when Sanford came to the brunch, she didn't even really like introduce him. She was kind of like, all right, bye, see you later. You know, like almost kind of brushing him off. The fact that he just like stood his ground was kind of the only reason why he was introduced.
Yeah, you bump into people, you know, you introduce them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like she was operating as if she was cheating on Aiden, and that's a problem.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I don't like it.
So
where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on all the things at Christopher T. Mack. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. That is also on TikTok. I'm trying to do more videos for people, so be looking out for that. I'm trying to do like at least one a day. So you know, there's that.
You can find me on all those places at Elizabeth Movies, and you can find us, the show, at Show Me What Podcast. Oh God, you can find our podcast on the old internet, you know, there anytime you want. Oh geez. Oh my God.
Like a podcast from the Midwest, you know.
You can most easily find our podcast at Show Me What Podcast on Instagram, and that will take you to our Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube, which is steadily growing. Thank you very much for tuning in. We love it. As always, we have the promo code for Arlo Australia candles. No shade to Australians. This was just not mean Australian character, but he was a naughty Australian character.
He was great though, still in this episode.
Carrie and Stanford.
To be fair, he had no idea that she had a gay bestie already.
No,
he was just trying to be her friend because he adored her. She fucked up and didn't tell about her.
I will say, I don't know if he was trying to be a friend. I think he was a bit of a hanger-on in a sense.
That's also that too, yeah. I mean, he said he did like he just moved to New York for like he only been in New York for like 6 months. So like he was trying to make friends and shit.
But like respect the hustle, you know. Yeah. Around. You know, if you can connect with like so to speak, higher level person.
Oh yeah, a fucking writer with a column, you know, hook her up with some shoes, get your name out there.
A known fashionista, and you can work. The grind never stops.
Yeah,
love it. Yeah. So yeah, the Arlo Australia candles, promo code Show Me Miss, and we will see you next time.
Yay! Happy to be back.
I'm so happy to be back.